to it right away. Number 1, when he goes into the menu where you search for the NPCs, there's a section of it that shows a fire dragon and an ice dragon, which is really awesome. I don't think we've seen anything about the fire dragon other than the Cursebreaker image that we got. There was that red dragon that I talked about in one of my previous videos, but we've never actually seen an in-game model for the fire dragon. But it's super cool to see that there's 2 different kinds of dragons. I hope we get more, but yeah, that's super cool. Number 2 is gems. In this screenshot, you can see that there's a lot of different kinds of gems, a lot of different colors, right? You have like a blue, a light blue, a green, a red. There's a lot of these, and I don't know exactly what they are. I don't know if they're just, for making weapons, or maybe it's more for like a magical thing, like to enchant weapons. I don't know, but it looks super dope. Number 3, the healing totem seems to be something that just recharges when you use it. You see him place it, and then you can see that it doesn't leave his inventory. Instead, there's like a cooldown bar. So I'm wondering if this is an item that you can just place over and over and it doesn't get lost. And maybe it just goes off of durability. I don't know how they're going to balance that, but that's actually a really cool buff to that item, making it really, really useful. Number 4, apples heal over time. And this is probably just food in general. When you see him in the middle of this combat scenario, he eats an apple, and you notice he gets this icon right above his health, and his health is actually slowly regenerating over time. It doesn't immediately give him more health points. And you can also see right here, this is, I guess, 4.5, there's no hunger bar. So I don't know if this is going to be added later, or if there just is no hunger bar in Hytale. Number 5 is auto sorting. When you look at his inventory, you can see that it has auto sorting built in. This is massive. This is like a mod that almost everybody loves to use in Minecraft, where you can auto sort the chests, and it's just built into your inventory system right at launch. I think it is such a quality of life thing, and I'm so glad to see it here. Number 6 is the reticle changes to a shield when you're blocking. You can see here when he blocks with the daggers that the circle turns into a shield icon. This is to indicate that you are in blocking mode. This is helpful if you're not actually using a shield, right? If you're using daggers or another weapon to indicate, yes, you are blocking. I just thought it was an interesting little thing that they added there. Now, this one's really cool. Number 7 is the Z slot is the radial wheel. So you know that radial wheel that you see pop up from time to time where it has like a shield and a torch? All of those are your offhand item. Now, you can actually see it right here in this gameplay clip. When he goes to place the shield in there, the radial wheel pops up and you can assign it to which slot in the radial wheel you want that to be. But basically, when you hold down, I'm assuming you hold down Z to get the radial wheel, you'll be able to quickly swap between torches, shields, maybe your secondhand weapon, whatever it may be. But I think this is a really, really awesome and intuitive way to add an offhand in the game. Obviously, in Minecraft, there's like the shield slot and whatever, but to quickly swap between your shield and torch, you have to go into your inventory and move them around. And now your offhand is just a radial wheel that you can quick swap, which I think is going to be extremely intuitive. Number 8 is the creative tab contents. So if you take a look at these, it seems like this one is kind of like world blocks. This is where you can kind of see some of those gems and just world models. The next tab is roofing, which is so great to see actually roofing and not just trying to figure it out with slabs and stairs. We've also got like some decorations. There's a lot of really cool stuff in these tabs. Number 9 is what I'm guessing is a potion slot or an elixir slot. You guys can let me know what you guys think that is. That's what I'm going with. So that's what I think that symbol looks like the most. Number 10 is the awareness mechanic. Now, you actually see this multiple times throughout the gameplay where you'll see a question mark above an enemy's head or you'll see an exclamation point. So there is sneaking in this game, basically. You could sneak up behind an enemy and they won't notice you, but if you make a noise, you might see the question mark pop up. It adds an entire element of gameplay to combat. Number 11 is just the music, guys. Did you listen? Were you too caught up with the cool gameplay that you missed out on this? The world shall know pain. Almighty push. Number 12 is whenever he goes into his map, you can see at the top left, it says Simon 1 out of 100. So it seems like the server cap, at least for now, is going to be 100 players, which is absolutely bonkers. That would be so cool. Almost feel like an MMO at that point. Number 13 is a very simple one, but I love that when you go into your inventory, you can see your character's name. This is a really cool feature because it gives a lot of identity to your player. It's just something that I really cherish with games like this, and I'm happy to see it. Number 14 is the skeleton that he fights in this clip here has a musket. If you look at this frame right here, you can clearly see it is some form of musket, which is interesting because other than the gun, which is in the gameplay, which on Twitter, he was just like, you know, it's just kind of a thing I did for fun. So I don't think that's like a legit weapon in the game. It could be. This musket is on a legit enemy in the game. So it does seem that we will be able to get other kinds of guns like a musket in the game. Number 15 is waypoints. You can see here that Simon actually activates this yellow waypoint, and whenever he exits out of that, you can see that waypoint appear on his compass display up at the top, which is a really cool feature. Very, very useful. Number 16 is the crossbow ammo. You can see when Simon is using the crossbow here, he does have bolts or arrows, but he also has these diamonds here that indicate he can only shoot so many before having to reload, which is a very interesting system, right? In Minecraft, you can just shoot as long as you have the arrows, but in this game, there is a reload mechanic. Number 17 is the crafting menu and recipes. The crafting menu looks really, really clean, and there's some nice quality of life things. For instance, the craft 10. I love seeing things like that because I hate having to craft something over and over and over and over. I like being able to do crafting in masses. Overall, the UI just looks really, really clean. I'm a big fan of how it turned out. Number 18 is the vaulting, the rolls, and specifically this slide right here. This only is shown one time in the gameplay trailer, but it's really, really cool. I love all of this extra movement. There's definitely going to be a lot of fun things you can do with that and how you integrate it with combat and traversing the world. I'm super stoked to play around with the movement in this game. Number 19 is the amount of prefabs. Have you guys been paying attention to how many different things there are in this world, right? You have this little dock area in the underground zone. You have this little campsite right next to a big dungeon, right? There's so many different prefabs that are just all over the world, right? And it just makes the world feel so alive and makes exploring super rewarding. Number 20 is the immersive weather and ambient sounds. I can really tell in this clip right here, and I'm not going to talk while I let you listen to this part, but just listen to the sound of the footsteps, the sound of the wind, and the thunder you can hear in the background, and the rain. Just take a moment and just really listen to the sound design in this game because I think they just totally knocked it out of the park. Each weapon has a different Q ability and a right click and left click, which is an attack and a defense, right? So earlier we talked about how the reticle turns to a shield. That is more than likely always going to be your right click, and that is going to be basically a block. The left click is going to be your standard attack, and then Q is going to be some kind of special ability, right? We've seen the spin attack with the sword, the triple shot with the bow. It seems every single weapon has a special ability tied to it, which is super dope. And to piggyback off of that one, 22 is that hitting enemies refills that special attack. So you can especially see it here as he's fighting, that bar is going back up. Number 23 is dynamic lighting. Now this is a very simple one, but you can see here when he's running with the torch that it does create light blocks around him, which is super nice. Number 24 is enemy voice lines. You can actually hear in this clip where he's fighting some of these undead that the undead don't just make generic sounds, but they actually say something in a different language, which you can hear right here. Number 25 is that we can use console commands in the same way that we did in Minecraft. So right here you can see he does /time10 and it changes the time of day. This is kind of to be expected, but really cool to be confirmed. And of course, number 26. At the very end, when he's creating the portal, we actually get a little extra pieces of information about this if you pay close attention. One is that the item used to craft it is the Bleak Root Bog. Don't know what that means, but it's really cool. And also the name of it is the Ancient Gateway. So theorists out there and people who are smarter than me use that to help maybe decipher where this portal leads to. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. That's just 26 things that I found or that stood out to me that I wanted to share with you guys. This gameplay was so incredible. If you haven't seen it all the way through, go check it out. It's on the official Hytale YouTube page. What an incredible week we've had. So much content, so much communication, and it just keeps getting better. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm getting closer and closer to 2,000, and that is my current goal. If you guys could help me reach that, that would be super great. But anyway, guys, I will see you very soon because there is a lot of information coming out this week. So expect another video probably tomorrow. But that'll be it for today's video. God bless you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.